It's his true high school coming of age story, his journey embracing his blackness despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick kind of accusing his white adoptive parents of perpetuating racism against him. Now, this is a ridiculous thing because we'll get to the clip in a minute, but his chief complaint in the clip was, I wanted to grow my cornrows and they didn't let me explore my blackness. Huh? That's your complaint? That's racism? When black kids went through the same thing with their black parents for the same reason your white adoptive parents said that you couldn't get the cornrows or a certain kind of hairstyle or wearing certain kind of clothes, that is your claim of racism. There's more there, but before we get into it, let's go ahead and roll the clip. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio and go to the corresponding article on my website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Who's spreading a message of empowerment in his new graphic novel, Change the Game, written with author and University of Chicago professor Eve L. Ewing.
I love how you depict yourself in this book, not as some big shot hero, but as a shy, insecure high schooler like we all were. I mean, I'm speaking for you, but.
Absolutely. Growing up, I think still am a pretty introverted person. I hope it's true to form, and that's just kind of how I navigate the world.
It's his true high school coming of age story, his journey embracing his blackness despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
I know my parents loved me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home, and how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
Racism from your white adoptive parents. So let me get this straight. This white family that already had other kids and whatever, they adopt you, bring you into their home, give you their name, raise you, you got love and everything else. You said it right there. I know my parents love me, but yet they're racist. Is that what I heard, or am I tripping? Y'all let me know if I'm on the right track in the comments below. This is ridiculous what he's saying right here. Even if you think that your parents weren't perfect, why would you go on television and say such a thing?
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Let's pause right here. So this is kind of typical. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because really I wanted to address a bigger elephant in the room with biracial people and people that just have identity issues in general. That could even be linked to the LGBT or whatever. See, what happens with guys like Colin Kaepernick, they don't really feel like they fit into either one of their races, if they're biracial, black and white. You feel like you're too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. But you think, and maybe you're right, that society, quote unquote, sees you as, quote unquote, black, right? So you overcompensate to fit into the black side. You see, me, I don't do that. I'm just myself. I don't have to wear cornrows and baggy pants and smoke weed and drink 40 ounces of, I don't need to do that. I wouldn't do that anyway, even if I was Colin Kaepernick, but there's no, you see who I am. It's no denying that I'm a black person. But when I first saw Colin Kaepernick, I'm like, is he black? Is he some kind of Arab? Is he like Italian? Like, what's going on? I had no idea that he was even black when he first came into the league. I talked to my dad about this a long time ago. We're talking about black NFL quarterbacks, and we're naming them. I'm like, okay, we got Russell Wilson, at the time, Cam Newton. Then I was like, Cap, is he black? He's like, yeah. I had no idea. My point, make a long story less long, is he's overcompensating, trying to do extra stuff. Since when did wearing cornrows make you black? Since when was that, quote unquote, part of blackness? And like I said from the jump, a lot of our parents, as black kids with two black parents, would not allow us to get such hairstyles. And you go back to the 80s, it was the same thing with the Jerry curl, The 70s, same thing with the afro. This is black parents. How is it a race thing? Maybe he doesn't understand that because he did not grow up with black parents. So he doesn't understand that part of it, and it's okay. But that's more ignorance on his part rather than racism on his parents' part. But I digress.
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah.
We heard that same thing from our black parents. You know, wearing cornrows and do-rags outside with the cape. Like, it's to the point now, like, I think there was a picture of him with a do-rag in here somewhere. Yeah. You wear a do-rag with the cape like that outside, we think you pretty much smoke crack for a living. So the racism, I don't think so. Let's keep on going here.
Move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, Bass Match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this?
And you know what else I see right here? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm probably right. I see 3 biracial people. I have nothing against anybody because of their race or mix of races or whatever. I love everybody the same. I judge you based upon how you behave to others, to yourself, and to me. Your content of your character makes more, it's more of an impression about who you are than your race and your skin color. But the point I'm making is that they could all kind of relate to each other in this conversation. They didn't really fit in with one side, usually, sometimes. And then they kind of overcompensate. Okay, I got to wear cornrows, afro, big, long, crazy braids, even in the corporate space, because I got to really play up this whole blackness thing so you're not confused. That's what I see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know again in the comments.
Situation now, but it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs. And I was really moved and saddened by the level of kind of self-awareness that he had to develop at a very young age without a lot of guidance.
The former NFL quarterback who once led the 49ers to the Super Bowl,
touchdown, Colin Kaepernick,
was known in high school for his baseball. The pitcher even had major league interest, but he bucked public pressure and followed his heart to the gridiron.
There were a lot more black people in football that I was like, I found some community here.
Do you still want to play football professionally?
Absolutely. I woke up this morning before our events, trained.
Okay, Colin Kaepernick, you've not played in how many years now? Since what, 2016, 2017? And you're 35 years old, you'll be 36 this year. That dream has been over with for a long time. He probably still be saying the same thing at age 45. It's like, sir, you're not going back to the league at all. I'll leave that right there. This is part of a longer, like 6-minute or so video. I'll link to that in the description. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close right here. I think we see what's going on. You have a guy that is having an identity crisis, or at least had one at a young age. And then once he, gets older and he leans, quote unquote, leans more into the whole black side, wearing your hair a certain kind of way, talking about Black Lives Matter, artists and that and the third, you get more acceptance from people that would see you as black. You're doing things to prove your blackness rather than just being who you are. Okay. I don't even buy into the whole idea of blackness. I'm just myself. And whatever you see me as is whatever you see me as. But some people, they need to have that validation. They got to have that attention. And that's what Colin Kaepernick does. And also he's been able to monetize it because no more NFL football. And I think he's got kids and stuff now. So he's got to put food on the table. So what may have started as a search for identity has now become a grift, as the cool kids say. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about Colin Kaepernick kind of or directly accusing his white adoptive parents of racism because they said they were against the whole idea of him wearing cornrows in his hair, like Allen Iverson, Michael Vick, etc. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. That assertion was ridiculous because I remember back when I was a kid, a lot of black parents, I think maybe even my own, they were not thrilled to having cornrows. Like that wasn't a thing. That's not really what you want to do. You go to certain black schools, they would say cut your cornrows and your dreads and your braids or whatever and have more of a professional appearance. And it's not about trying to cater to the white man, because even black folks, anybody else, if they see you coming in dressed a certain kind of way, looking a certain kind of way, and you want to be able to be professional and get money with them, they're not going to take you that much seriously. If you come into a meeting dressed like Allen Iverson in the early 2000s, it's like, what are you doing here? Come on, we're here to get money. You look ridiculous. That's just what it is. The race element, I think, is relied upon too much. And oftentimes the race has nothing to do with it. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.